We're just going to start now. This is good. We are here and we are starting. So what's your question? Ask the question while you're going to the outline. How about that for an idea?
I ran the outline yesterday. It really worked.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, did it twice in a really bizarre situation. It was totally cool. It worked fine.
Tell us about those outline experiences.
I went to visit. I was delivering some chocolate, and I decided to stop at Max's house because he lived in that neighborhood.
Yep.
And right as I was pulling up, he was pulling up with this friend of his, and they were walking into their house, and I walked in there, and it was, they're all preparing to go to this festival, and this friend of his was sewing his girl, and I don't know how he got on it, but I just said something about, I just decided I'm going to run the outline, because that's what I want to do now, and I said, do you want to learn something? She said, yeah, and because I could tell they had been together for several days. You know how that is when you have a house guest in a fairly small space, so that there was a little bit of tension. And so I asked her, got her a signal, and she, at first didn't get one, and then first got a little one, then got a little one, and then got more of one, and then started seeing what that was. I've started to say I'm connecting with my ability to cure things, or not connecting with my ability, or can I cure things, because it's simpler.
Yeah.
And then I said, can I know things? And that was good too. I just felt to say that.
Yeah, that was good. That's part of...
I was just looking at the person, and I could intuit what she needed. Like I could tell she was slightly shy or insecure about something or whatever, or didn't know. So I said, could you ask, can I know things? Use this to know things. And she got a yes.
Wow.
And then,
nice.
Then we cured some stuff, I can't remember what it was, that we worked on somebody from a distance, which was cool. Then I said it was a cult, and then she had no problem with that. Then Max yelled from the other room, what do you mean it's a cult? It's not really a cult. He's like, he has so many issues. I said, well, it's a cult of, then we had a discussion about what that meant, because Max was listening to the whole thing. And
well, let me stop you for a second.
Okay.
And let's go into the thing with Max for just a minute. And I want you to ask, was Max's immunity compromised there in any way when he, protested about it being a cult? Ross, test the question.
Okay.
Greg, test the question.
Yes.
Yes, I guess yes too.
Yes.
Franny, you're not coming through.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now, test, was he leading with the wrong body?
Yes.
Okay. Barb, what'd you get?
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what he was doing, and we figured out something later, but yeah, that's a good one. He was doing that.
Okay. What interest level was he at when he was doing that? Operational or
Interest level.
functional? Would be one of those probably.
Interest level, yeah.
Or was he down at freedom from... Just real quick, test it. Which one? I just gave you 3 options. Ross, test them. Don't look for the interest
The
list.
second one.
Ross, test it.
Interest. I get the interest.
Yes.
Ross,
What level?
what level? Ross, listen.
Operation.
Yes.
What interest level? Manifesting, functional, operational. Which one?
Operational.
Yeah, I got that too.
Thank you. See, Ross, do you notice like you're not hearing the question? Ross, did you hear that question?
Yes.
Okay, what was the...
I didn't understand the question. Sorry.
Okay, why didn't you say so? Why did you just sit there and stare?
No, because I was thinking. What the hell is buyer asking me.
Okay. So you had like a reaction.
Yes,
Okay. So that's what's going on. Like you're not saying your reactions.
okay.
You're like, hi, lower your camera or raise your body or whatever.
Is that okay? Because I can't see myself now.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Okay,
But
okay.
you're leaning really far forward. Are you trying to look at the computer screen?
Now I can see it.
Okay. Will you interact with me in these meetings?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely yes.
Because what
That's what I want to do.
Okay, because what I'm seeing is, if you're talking to a person, anybody that you're afraid of, you won't interact with them.
Okay. No, I will interact with you.
Okay, because this isn't just about me. This is what you do.
Yes.
When you're uncomfortable or afraid or intimidated by somebody, this is how you behave with them. And it's gonna wreck your chances of getting an ally. This dysfunction will wreck your chances.
Thank you.
Do you understand? You're not going
I
to be.
understand that's very useful. It's true.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Now you have to turn the camera a little bit so that it goes in the direction of your microphone. More. Now sit back.
Okay.
No, more. Turn it more and lower it a bit. Turn it more in the same direction. Turn it more and lower it a bit.
Is that okay?
No, you turned it in the wrong direction. Go back the other way.
Yes?
That's much better.
Okay.
Now just lower it a little bit. Don't turn it, just lower it. Greg, lower your camera.
Even now?
Yeah. Lower it.
Let's
Can you see yourself? Do you have a thumbnail of yourself, Greg?
Absolutely. I just didn't have it on that.
Okay.
Didn't have it on the screen there.
Okay. Okay, good. Okay, so let's go back to Max, Barb. What particle index? Can you remember any particle indexes and think about which one of his indexes was low or too high at that moment when he intervened like that? Well, Tess, was his workability too high?
Workability high, yeah.
Was it too high?
In some way he was trying to control something. Well, what was interesting was later on.
Go to the scale. Let's go to the scale of caring. Is he at the?
Right.
There's 4 levels. Which one is he at? 1, 2, 3, or 4?
He was at coercive caring.
Yeah. Okay, that's right. So that's what we need to know about him. So you know what? When somebody does that, what you need to do is right there just bust the guy.
Yeah, that's kind of what I did, and she saw me do it. Like, it was pretty good.
That's what you want to do, because then the other person knows who you are.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened, because later on, well, I'll tell you what happened. So I handled him pretty well, I guess. And then it was interesting, because there was actually a point, maybe it was because of just coming back from all these days in Albuquerque, because everything was so different. And suddenly I was in, like a regular reality, and I was doing this thing that I usually do over Skype, where I see myself on this camera. I realized, wow, I'm in the trenches right now. This is the trenches, and this is what life looks like. But you could tell that the girl just didn't want me to stop. She wanted me to help them and help her.
Yeah.
So, and it was weird, because I literally felt almost like a little fear at one point, and thinking, I don't know if I could do this. And I don't know if this is real, because this is like real life. This is normal. I'm in the middle of like a chaotic guy's apartment. And he even knew, like, when he saw me, he didn't want me to come in, because he knew it was like a little bit of chaos in there. Anyway, so because I had been gone. It's funny that and people thought I was moving to Albuquerque, and it was just funny what happened. So But then I kept going, and then she like spun her chair around. She was like in an office chair sewing, and then she really got into it. She wanted to do more, and she, you know, her whole body was like out, and I guess she was getting her signals more, and she was removing some things and seeing. And I just was channeling stuff like you could remove shyness, you can install boldness. You know, like she knew all this. I could tell by just looking at her what was up with her. And then she was getting more and more kind of energized. Then we went past the cult part that we talked about. Are you on Twitter? She said, yeah. And I said, oh, great. You can follow us on Twitter. And then Max came into the room, and he's like sitting. And then he sort of like almost like attacked me, basically. I can't remember what he said, but he interfered with something. And she noticed it again. And I was like, wow, Max. And he goes, I know, I got to stop that. He goes, I think you must have killed me in a past life. And I said, yeah. And I said, I testify I killed you more than 500 times. He goes, yes. And I said, over 1,000? He goes, yes. And then she was laughing. And I said, yeah. I said, I definitely killed you. I said, but we don't have to kill each other this time. And you can relax. I'm not going to hurt you. And he starts laughing. And then he said, well, I think I killed you too sometimes. I said, you probably did. And I said, let's test. And then we tested that, you know, of course I killed him. He killed me fewer times than I killed him. But that was kind of fun because she really liked that. And then we got into like a little, you know, skirmish about this. Me and Max and the girl who was so shy just sort of turned her chair around and kept sewing. But I could tell that she was like wanting me to prevail or wanting me to help get Max over this thing he was in. And I did. And she was so happy. Then at one point she turns, she goes, Barb's a healer, Max. she goes, you know, it was really funny. Because Max kept saying all these things like, Barb, you're so great, and you're this and you're that, because he got this epiphany and he cleared the thing. And then she goes, well, Barb's a healer, Max. It was so funny. But that felt good. But it was like, it was hard. It was challenging. I realized, man, that's what I want to do now. I realized after doing it a few times, textbook ways and like operating as if I am in the intensive, that it's all I can do now, just to keep alive myself or stay connected myself.
Well, let's go back to when you did the Twitter part of the outline.
Okay, because I didn't get her right on the Facebook thing right there because nobody had a phone or a computer handy.
So there was no way for her to actually go to Twitter right there.
No, but I happened to have one bumper sticker in my pocket, and we discussed that. I was discussing how that was a symptom that I didn't have more bumper stickers or more of my stuff whenever I go out. And she, you know, and I got her name and number, and she lives in Albuquerque, so we'll be friends. But yeah, so that's I didn't have.
And did you ask her to contribute something?
No, I did not.
Because that is the part of the outline. That
other than to follow Twitter.
No. Twitter is a completely different part of the outline.
Yeah, actually, that's the other thing.
You see, here it is. You have to check the outline.
I have to have a printout of it.
No, you need to have it on your smartphone.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want to print out. It's different today. Look at the outline on your screen now.
Need a bigger smartphone.
Do you notice at the top of the outline there's a new strategy point? See it? Right under where it says Part 1, there's a new strategy point. What does it say? Because if you had a printout, you would not have that.
Right.
And I thought I told you to go to the outline at the beginning of the meeting. Follow the instructions, Barb.
Okay, here it is, Part 1.
What does it say?
Says, you give something, cure happens. Want to try something?
No, look. Use your eyes.
Yeah, for the virus, emotional.
Barb, right where it says Part 1, right under there.
Oh, the strategy points?
You're supposed to read those every time you do the outline.
Yeah, I see the strategy points.
You don't skip them. Everybody understand this?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Do not skip the strategy points. Okay, so read it.
All the strategy points?
No, just the first one.
Function interferes with dysfunction. Do the things listed here and be functional.
Isn't that what you're talking about right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I did almost everything except for asking for.
All right, now let's go down to the Twitter thing.
Oh, I told her.
This is in part 2, right?
Mhm.
Roth, are you with us? You going to the Twitter thing?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And you couldn't do that, so you had to skip to number 4. Now, what does number 4 say? Twitter is 3.
Yeah.
What's 4? Barb, what's 4? Come on, look. Twitter's 3. What's 4?
Ask for a specific immediate support step.
Yeah, you blew that.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's find out what went wrong with you. That you blew this very important part of the outline. You had a bumper sticker, you took it out, you were doing fine. Intuitively, you were actually doing this. But you didn't get the bumper sticker on her car and get a $10 donation from her.
Yeah, like her car was outside. Like, yeah, I have all these ideas, and plus, these kids are so wealthy, and for some reason, I think they're.
All right, so $100 donation. So.
Yeah, but I mean, they act like they're not. They're sitting there sewing things, and.
Yeah, but see, what you're supposed to do is do this step.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be telling me all this stuff about how they're sewing. I'm not interested in that.
No, I know, but I was like on my way out the door when this thing started. And I just had this afterthought to give her something, and then I had that sticker in my pocket. And that's how.
No good. You're not supposed to be on your way out the door when you're running the outline.
No, I mean, I wasn't running the outline until I gave her the sticker. So I stood sort of out of order. Started with giving her a sticker. But anyway, go ahead there. I didn't ask for money, so that's the thing.
Okay, so you had already given her a sticker.
Yeah.
So where you were now, when you came to this part, you were supposed to go back to the sticker and say, now that we've done all of this, and you say, hey, let me play a role with you, okay? You're her.
I walked her outside.
Now that we've done all this, and you see what this is, and you see that I'm a healer, and all this good stuff, take out that bumper sticker I just gave you, okay? Put it in your hand, okay? You got it in your hand now, right?
What?
Can we go out now and put this on the back window of your car?
Okay.
All right. Now we've done that. Now, will you donate some money to my efforts? Will you give me a donation?
Okay.
Huh?
I guess so. Yeah. Okay.
All right. How much will you give me?
Oh, well, $10 or what do you need? I mean, I'll give you what you need.
I need $1,000 a month.
Well,
But I'll take what you'll give. What will you give?
I can give you 20.
Okay, great. Cut. You notice you got a 20 instead of 10 with that tactic, right?
Yeah.
That's what you want to do. Just do each little tiny thing. Do not omit any little tiny things.
Mm-hmm.
So, Greg, what have you to say about all this?
Good point. Not to miss tiny little things. I suppose I do.
You look very handsome today,
Of course.
I must say.
Thank you.
How do you feel listening to Barb describe all this?
feeling okay. I will say I was a bit preoccupied. I was listening, but um, I had a little bit other things on my mind. I think good. I mean, what was there to say? I feel good.
How easy is it for you to learn when you have a lot of things on your mind?
Not as easy. I don't learn as deeply and fully. In fact, probably I don't learn. Probably you only have one thing on your mind at one time.
Okay,
Multitasking.
let's test. Is it a setup?
Is it a setup?
Ross, is it a setup? Test.
I don't know. I don't know.
Barb, is it a setup?
Is it a setup? By Greg or by?
Greg, is he doing a setup thing?
Yeah.
You got yes?
I got yes too.
Here's this 1 hour and a half a week where we're all together and we learn. And you set up your life so that you're tweeting in the middle of it about the session you had right before it. You pushed your session back to back with it. You didn't tweet during the session, so now you're tweeting after the session. See what I mean? You set it up. This is a setup.
Okay. Yeah. It is.
Well, test, am I resisting learning these things?
Yes.
Why would you do that?
Want a reason?
I'm sort of curious about what the dysfunction is. When I say why would you do it, what's your where are you on the scale of caring?
I didn't consider it as important as what things I was doing. In order to get to Florida on Wednesday, it's all set up for that too. It's just,
So you mean
I'm going to the doctor's appointment right after this, and I've got to get things to take to the doctor and leave even before the meeting ends. So, and your question was, I'm sorry. Yes, I've been resistant, and
the scale of caring? Where are you on the
Scale
scale
of
of caring about learning from this meeting? Barbara, are you typing in the middle of Greg agonizing over this? Can you be with him? Can you be here and support Greg?
I'm here for him. I've been here for him forever. This is his.
I'm glad to hear that. I love you. I love you all so much. Scale of caring, just test the level. Where were you?
Coercive caring.
Barb, you're typing still?
Yep.
Sending Chuckless Spotted Talks to Max and getting it over with.
So it seems to be a pandemic, an epidemic.
No, it's not. I mean, this is your sick. I mean, I'm already.
So everybody's distracted?
I'm not distracted. I use
Already
this.
confronted and already done your bit. Yeah,
I'm
it's
not
the same
distracted
thing.
at all. I mean, we've done sessions on this, Greg. We've been pointing this out for years now. I mean, I don't know what to say, but I'm just like, I don't know what to say. This is your thing.
Well,
you know?
see, actually,
Oh my God.
with all of
Look
this,
at that.
we all
It would be
do.
like the my money thing.
I have to say, with all of this going on, we actually all do seem to be learning over time. So, I mean, the bottom line is we have gotten somewhere. 3 months ago, we were saying we don't know what to say to people. Do we now know what to say to people?
Yes.
Somewhat more.
Thank you, Ross. Thank you.
I do.
Where did the outline come from? Barb, where did the outline come from?
Experience? I don't know. It seemed like what we were doing naturally, and we just added what was missing.
And who was doing this naturally?
Me.
Yes! These are things that I watched, that I observed Greg and you and Ross and Franny doing, and other people too. And I took the things that were essential and that dovetailed into each other and put them in the outline. See, look, with this woman, to go back to Barb, obviously you could not sign her up because she couldn't even get on Twitter. But you could get a $100 donation, yes?
Yeah. I could have Max for hear me ask her for one too, because that's what he should be doing too.
And that, Barb, that is what you could then say, I completed the outline. If you did that and she couldn't get on the college or whatever, and you could just, but she gave you a donation, put a bumper sticker on her car, she went as far as she could go, and then you do this, okay? Let me show you. Go down to part 3. You at part 3? Okay, read part 3 out loud. Go ahead.
Create, confront, offer something. Once you complete one of the parts, don't return to it. Apprise her of her situation, condition. If you fail to maintain this tenuous connection you just made with Pure, tomorrow you'll be back to feeling the way you felt before. You did this a few minutes ago, and you will die of something that you don't need to die of.
Did you do that? Did you do that with her?
Yeah, actually, I did something comparable to that. Yeah.
Okay, so you did that. Okay, keep going.
Your herpes will be back tomorrow. If you join the web college, lots of people have joined web college. They got excited about the Twitter feed, but I did the closest to the first one there. Number 2, watch the 4.5 hour open movie. Oh, then we got in a discussion how Max hates the movie and how do you expect anybody to learn this by watching the movie.
Did you do this with her?
I told her there was a movie on there, yeah.
Okay, that's not the right way to do it because Max was saying that it's a lousy movie, right?
Max was just saying, we need to get a new movie and we need to present this.
Yeah, but we're not going to. Okay, now wait. Let me play a role with you, okay? Let me play a role with you. You're her. Max is in the background doing his thing, right? Mm-hmm. So he's a guy. Okay. So what's your name? You're her.
Her name was Niles or something like that.
Okay. Niles, hang on. Max, just stop talking a minute, okay, please? Niles, listen to me, okay? Max does not stop attacking, okay? We're not going to cure him today. We're not even going to try, okay? So you be listening. Look at my eyes right here, okay? Let's tune Max out. Max doesn't exist. He isn't with us now. It's you and me right here. You with me? Mm. Watch the fucking movie, the whole thing, 4.5 hours. You understand?
Yeah.
You with me?
Yep.
Do not listen to him. Do not be affected by him. He's not a professional film critic. He doesn't know jack shit about movies, okay? I know movies. It's a good movie. Watch it. You need to watch that movie. Do you understand? And you're going to sign up for Twitter, right?
I'm already on Twitter, yeah.
And no, I mean you're going to sign up for our Twitter.
Yeah, I'll follow you. Sure.
Okay, and you're going to tweet to me and tell me because you'll see me in there. So tweet to me and tell me you're there. Okay.
Okay.
So you and I can be connected. You with me? Not Max. Let's leave Max out of this. He doesn't exist. It's you and me. We have a relationship. Mm-hmm. Get it?
Yeah.
This is about us. When I call you, I'm not going to have Max on the phone. Or when you call me, were you going to call Max first and ask his permission to call me?
No.
This guy's gonna kill you. I just want you to know that what he's doing kills people. This attack that he does, people wind up dead because he does that. This is a matter of life and death. This is a very tenuous connection you made. You discovered what you can do. Don't lose it. You with me?
Yep.
God wants you to have this. That's why you got it. Okay? Cut. Now read number 3 in part 3, the one under there. See it? Part 3, number 3.
If she joined the college, we say lots of people have joined the web college and never used their password even once.
Okay, part 3, number 3 does not say that. Find what it does.
Now give pointers for continuing results.
Good.
When you're watching a 4.5-hour movie and you hear them talking about things you don't understand, it may be the iCollege. It may be in the iCollege. Pathologies, bodies, interference, attack. Enter your password for the iCollege and look them up. Tweet when you cure something. Watch movies on your smartphone, or just get a smartphone. You're going to need one. Come to the cure meeting. You must show yourself to get help.
Okay. Could you do any of that with her?
Yeah.
Did
totally.
you?
I forgot that part.
Okay.
I mean, I should have got. I got.
So what happened, we need to understand this, you actually didn't run the outline, you petered out in the middle of it is what happened.
Yeah, I just don't know it by heart. I need to memorize it.
No, do not memorize it. Keep referring to it when you're with somebody. When you start talking to somebody, load it on your smartphone and have it there. And just tell the person, excuse me a minute, I need to consult my outline. And keep going back to your outline. Is this clear to Greg?
Yes.
Okay, Ross, do you understand this?
Yes, and I think that as Barb has the number of this lady, she can call her and still do it.
Exactly. Thank you. That's great. Barb, you're actually doing way better than you were when you weren't getting people's numbers. This is a step up for you.
Your voice does sound different today, Barb. You sound more confident.
Yeah, you do. You sound better.
I wouldn't give it. It's not as a result of that thing, but that's just as a byproduct. But yeah.
Well, I don't know. It may have helped. If it didn't happen then, it may have helped you to be in the situation.
Yeah.
Well, I'm actually very happy with the way you came into this meeting, Barb, because you've really contributed something to our meeting today. Like you had something to give. And you gave it. And it worked. It helped, you know. It's way better than me running this thing that I came in with.
Yeah.
Now, are you typing, Barb, still?
Maybe, yeah, I'm sending one. I'm sending that stuff still. Yeah, well, it's gonna
That's
be
okay.
really,
You go ahead and
really
type.
decent
Go ahead and type.
presentation results here. It's just that now it's Indian market. There's like 8 million people down there.
Go ahead and type. Well, you're going to be out of here in half an hour.
I'm not necessarily looking forward to it, but.
Well, you can go make some money. So you ought to be looking forward to it. There's money out there, lots of money.
Them dumb bills.
50.
People waving dollar bills are out there, Barb.
Well, my track record with people waving stuff in front of me wasn't good this week, so.
That's the question. See, the $64 question is, you had good luck. What kind of return did you get on it?
I don't need, you're looking at it.
Yep. That's
Same
right.
Up straight of 5 years ago.
That's what it is. It's the return on luck that you realize. That's what we're looking at. The fact is, that you can run the whole outline great and just drop out the part about getting money, and you'll be like you never ran the outline, like you got nothing. All you have to do is fuck one thing up and you're dead. There's a lot of things that can go wrong and very few that can go right.
I'm dead, so let's just keep it. And that's why my voice. That's why my voice changed. I died on Saturday night.
Remember you asked me to have a class about what shells people were in?
Yeah.
That's the Tuesday topic class. It's about karmic connection. Karmic.
But do you remember that I wanted to ask a question at the beginning of the meeting?
Yeah.
And that was about next Tuesday.
That's what
I didn't understand what the topic is because I went to the link you put on Twitter and I got all skill 6.
Yeah, it's all of skill 6 because skill 6 is about karmic connection.
So to prepare that, we have to look at all the things in that skill.
Or whatever you choose to do.
Okay, thank you.
Test what to do, test what to look at, as much or as little as you choose to do. But I decided just to use skill 6 instead of trying to find one little thing, because the truth is that skill 6 is about karmic connection, and that's what the class is about.
Okay.
So, I mean, I had other ideas at first. I could do this, could just, you know, give you a talk to listen to or something. But no, I think we need to really just understand. It's a big area, but that's what it is. It's like what your mission is, who the people that you're connected with are, and what you've been doing for thousands of years with each other, and why we know each other, and all that stuff. It's all part of it.
Okay, thank you.
You know, there's no way to simplify it, really. And we're not going to obviously cover the whole thing in the topic class. We're just going to touch on a few things in it, and that's about all you can do in a class like that. But Barb, I just want you to know that you asked for it, and I did not forget.
Yeah.
I took your request.
I just remembered another weird thing that happened yesterday in the middle of all that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, this is just like, at one point, Max is laying there and he goes, well, I just wonder sometimes, like, if this is so great, how come all your friends aren't all signed up for it? And I said, I wonder that's the same thing. I wonder, how come all you guys don't just walk over and sign up? Like, because, like, I don't really, you know, like, to me...
Well, I'll tell you why. In this meeting...
My magnesium was low, because I said, like, I'm like, fuck you, because I got enough people on the internet to keep me busy, so, and I'm already keeping mine, so it's up to you to walk over and sign up. And it was like...
That was good. I think that was very good. I think it was great.
I reacted, though.
I think it was great. No, I think it was great. And I tell you also that in this meeting, up to this point in the last hour, or in the last 45 minutes, you have learned a lot about why all your friends aren't signed up.
That's true.
Because you can see, you know, where you go right. I'll tell you something, when you start doing a lot of things right, like you're doing a lot of things right. And
He has to sign up before he goes to Burning Man.
It becomes easier to see what you're doing wrong the more you do right. So, like, you know, you cannot get down on yourself for what you're doing wrong, because what you should realize is all it means is you're doing way more things right.
Yeah, I wasn't really doing much of anything before. Yeah.
You're great, you know, you're doing great. So let's ask this question, okay? When you did not do these things in part 3, were any of your entrance points compromised, and did something get in? And if so, which entrance points? What do you test, yes or no? First of all.
Yes.
Okay, so which ones? Ross, Greg, everybody chime in. Help Barb here.
Or entrance points,
Okay.
did not, well, sure which one Kermit was, but the
I get mental.
Yeah, I get that too.
Ugh.
I get that too. Yeah, limiting. Was it Barb test? Was it limiting logic?
Yeah.
See, this is not just you forgot or something. Your immunity is still weak. Max attacked you, and you got attacked and went down. You tried to fight. You did your best, but he got you. He interfered with you doing the outline.
Well, I think I messed myself up too.
Well, Tess, were there some other things that got in besides Max?
Oh yeah.
Ask if Niles attacked you.
No.
Good. Can you think of any other people that might have, or people or entities that might have gotten through your entrance points?
Oh, it's kind of too long to mention. It's just been a lot. I mean, at that point, I don't know. I mean, we're not really. I don't think anybody besides what was going on with me and Max at that time. I was just, had gone through a lot the last few days and had a lot on my mind. I had a lot of negative ideas about myself. I was kind of attacking myself, I think.
That's what he's talking about prior to Max, who could have been attacking you.
Have you?
I was attacking myself over, things, and just the whole situation about everything.
Did you just Did you notice just there how much like Greg you just sounded?
Yes.
Because he was saying the same thing. I got a lot on my mind.
But that was what was funny. Is like, I bet you I have not more on my. I mean, everybody's got stuff on their mind. That's what I mean. Like, it's not really taking me from this meeting. It might have been a little bit. I'd walk in there like all guns firing. I wasn't on my own turf. I wasn't, It wasn't like a formal guest event. It was just me walking into someone's house unexpectedly, which is no big deal. But I have things, whatever. I don't know what to say. I mean, I'm just beside myself, as they say right now. I mean,
Greg, what you got?
We're going to finish this meeting, and I'm going to go back to my whatever I go back to. Greg's going to jump on a plane and go back to what he goes back to, and I got a situation here. So
let's go to Greg. What do you got for Barb?
Maybe I was attacking.
Stop talking about all the stuff and look at how you are. And, that's all part of the condition that you're creating. Create you create a condition of a lot of activity and things around you, and it becomes like a skin around you that you feel like you have to do. I'll tell you, I'm not going to talk about myself, but I might use some of my own experience with it. It gives you, well, try it on for size, and you can test about it. It gives you kind of something to live for and to deal with, so that you have something in your life, although it's not real, so it's not satisfying. It's not real connection and not real result. But you get to work at something, and you get to be good at it. You get to prove. You get to say, okay, I'm good because I'm doing this stuff. So, but in a sense, you're switched because
I am switched.
Okay, so you're.
I'm so switched that I got to the point where I was thinking I was going to come into this meeting saying, you know what, I need to take 6 months off because I'm like totally in a spin. I'm switched so much. I'm like going around in circles.
Well, so what do you do when you're switched?
You don't switch, but I mean, I've been doing that forever, Greg. Sometimes you just walk away.
You're not doing it forever. You're just not doing it right now.
What? Yeah, but we have switched, and it's all fine. Then we say, oh, that was a great meeting. Let's go have lunch. And I'm still in the middle of my shit.
So then there's something.
It's like then we have this nice class about how to feel good, but there's no results.
There's something to actually cure, is what I'm saying.
Obviously. There's been something to cure for 25 years now, 30 years.
And so maybe it's time to cure it. So what is it?
Yeah, or maybe it's time to walk away and get some results and come back.
And not
follow
cure
the-
it. And not
and
cure
be like follow the rules of the
This is
people on the
next
cure
time
team.
talk.
You know, maybe I don't have enough money and stability to be on the cure team, like those prerequisites. Maybe I don't fit because I'm just, you know, too much on the
One of
edge.
the requisites of the cure team is that you continue to cure things and move forward.
I'm not.
So if you're just refusing to do that,
I would say refusing. I would say
well, you are. You just
I'm
or you don't.
I'm hanging out with
You're
people that are
ignoring
in my
it.
league.
You know, like
Hmm?
you ignore it, or you
Ignore
don't
it?
even try. There, if you don't try to cure something, it makes it into something else, and then oh my God, I can't cure it. It's too much, and there's no such thing as curing. I've been doing it for 30 years. Of course, this is you. You're going to have the same, unless you really, 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 really cure it, and it's completely gone. And who knows if, you know, when addictions, you may have them, some vestige of them still there, and then it's just over really time. You say it's absolutely gone. But for most addictions, I think it's just a choice to say I'm just not going down that road. So you're still
Sometimes when I feel the way that you do, Barb,
I got my ass kicked. Basically, I hung out with Jennifer. I got creamed. I blew it. I hung out. It's not her fault. It was my fault. And I hung out with other people.
why is it your fault?
because you
Because
know
I'm
it's going to
not your
happen.
fault.
I'm the only one here. Because I'm the only one here. I'm the one who made it
Oh,
happen.
that's a mind fuck. Basically, you're unwilling to admit that somebody actually did something to you that you didn't know what to do about.
I mean, the fact that I didn't know what to do about how to handle something is my own fault, you know?
Well, you set it up to go in there to be with her, and you know that she's, I mean, you kind of knew that what you were getting into, right?
This isn't really the...
Alright, slow down. But the thing that I keep coming back to is that whenever I get really, I have had moments of real craze. I just have to start doing the things that I'm always doing. And
Yeah, but I know this. I've been doing this for years. I know this when I thought I was done, you know, then we get all excited about this new influx of money. I have less money than I had a month ago. Like I thought it was, you know, I had finally...
We're never, unfortunately, we're probably never going to be done, but...
Yeah, well, it would be nice to be stable and have a house and have an income and have a girlfriend, you know. Now I have none of those
Well,
plus this.
I have to tell you that looking at all the people I know, there's no such thing as,
Nobody else
a
runs
sure
the
thing.
outline. Okay. Well, I mean, nobody else is running the outline, and I probably shouldn't be running the outline. I should be using the internet like everybody else is doing. Nobody's running around on the street on a bicycle in the heat with no money, you know, delivering, you know, doing the outline with strange people like me.
I'm doing it with strange people. I do it all the time.
Okay, well, you have
Barb,
a...
could I interrupt you?
So that's not the point.
Of course, you always put... you don't need to ask that.
Are you okay with me stopping this for a while?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
I have a choice. Yeah.
All right. Well, I
think
wanted
need
to say,
communication.
if you're going to type, I just would like you to go on mute.
I'm not typing. I'm just sitting here.
All right. Okay. And Greg, I noticed, was kind of interesting, I noticed that you seem to recover. Like you seemed way more dysfunctional at the beginning of the meeting than now. And you
I'm paying attention.
He's
I-
dysfunctional.
Yeah.
When other people look functional, he's dysfunctional. And if I get dysfunctional, then he gets functional suddenly because then he has something to do. Just put me down, you know.
Barb, could you stop
Barb,
talking, please?
Please, don't even.
It's true, Greg. It's true, Greg. When there's no problems and I'm telling about my stories, you're like, go, Barb's doing a thing. I'm going to go prepare Mike for my trip. And when I'm having my...
You're making that up, Barb.
Ah,
You're making that up. You're making you responsible and for Greg and Greg responsible for you. It's bullshit. Greg
Yeah,
is
but just
doing along his own thing. He's clearing
Yeah, well,
himself
when
for
I
doing whatever
mentioned-
he's doing. It has
when I
nothing to
mentioned
do with
that-
you.
Yeah, but I mentioned that he was doing his thing, then he turned up the world and said, well, don't get me started, you know.
Barb, is what you're doing right now dysfunctional?
Is this whole thing dysfunctional?
No, I'm just
Yeah.
answer
It's
my
dysfunctional
question.
For me to be sitting here.
My question is not about this whole thing.
trying to tell a story. Like
I'm not interested in what you think of this whole thing.
Okay, well, I'm thinking about me being involved in this whole thing. That's what I'm
Okay,
talking about.
is you being involved in this whole thing dysfunctional?
Possibly at this point.
Is it or isn't it? Say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, then should you hang up right now?
Well, I'd like to make it, do it amicably, but yeah, I'd like to have everybody, I was going to ask where people test, like in a clear way. Could you test whether that's the right thing for me to do?
I get that you're being dysfunctional right now. That's what I test.
Okay, well, I was wondering, is the way out of my dysfunction for me to walk around and do
I get no on that.
I already answered that.
I test no on that.
Before when you were saying that. I tested no before. It's the way it's
This is for me to just
you just have to get
clear myself.
I test no. Do you understand what I just said to you?
Sure.
Bob, you came into the meeting in a wonderful mood. You were
I
really
didn't. I was up all night.
shiny. Listen to me. Listen for 1 minute. What happened to make you change like that?
I was up all night. I woke up every 3 hours. I wasn't in a great mood. I was just had a story that I didn't tweet, so I thought I'd tell a story.
You
You
know,
were different at the beginning of the meeting.
what happened was
overtired.
that Barb actually saw, specifically where she messed up. And she doesn't like
Yes.
seeing that. That's what happened. Barb doesn't like seeing where she messed up. It's a
great
simple
to see
thing.
you messed up.
Barb wants to believe she's doing everything right and she's on the road to riches and recovery.
Oh, you guys, this is so wrong and fucked up. That is not true at all. I mean, everybody likes that, but everybody else can be fucked up and they don't feel anything. One little mistake, and I know I gotta go spend a whole day and find a new person to run the outline with and get my $50 or whatever. It's just, I'm impatient. There's nothing underneath me. I'm not.
Is this dysfunctional? Is this dysfunctional?
It's dysfunctional.
Okay,
for me to think
so
I'm
fix
on the
it.
level of doing this.
Now, you are able to cure this. Now do it.
I'm able to suddenly decide I'm functional.
Yes, stop running this number. Just don't do it don't choose to do this anymore. Choose something else. Choose function. It's a choice.
Sure. Yeah, over 20 years now I've been called dysfunctional, so how can I just choose that all of a sudden? I don't feel so functional.
Barb, is this right now? Don't do what you're doing.
Suddenly I decide I have no problems.
I practice the outline by
Have a great
myself.
meeting, goodbye. And then that's functional. And I have to still, then I run around and do the same things I always do and come to the next meeting and find out what's dysfunctional for me again.
No, change what you always do. Do something new. Don't do your dysfunctional things anymore. I'm telling you not to do those things. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Walking in there and doing what I usually do and walking out, I decide, oh, why don't I talk to this poor girl who's huddled in the corner because Max has probably been attacking her for a week. So I decided to go over and help this poor girl, which she was grateful for. I thought it was pretty functional.
That was functional.
Point of order.
And in the middle of that, you found where you failed. So face that and do better next time. Hello? Face it and do better next time.
What else is there to do, Byron? That's what I always do.
What else is there to do?
This might help.
Are you being
Let's make,
dysfunctional?
well,
Who's being
point of
dysfunctional?
order.
You're being dysfunctional, not me. I'm functional.
You're being functional.
That's what being mad at you for this is functional.
Yes, it is.
I have a right to be angry at you. You got to stop this.
Stop what? Stop trying? Stop like having a story. I should have just shut up and sat here like most people. Just sat here and shut the fuck up and listened. And then say great.
You're lying.
So that's
This is a lie. You're lying to us.
Lying.
lying, yes.
don't know what to say. I really can't muster anything up. I feel like I've been...
Be functional.
Huh?
Function. Be a functional person.
Well,
You
I've tried to
learn
find some good role models around here.
you learn something and then do better. You learn some things during this.
I did better than last time. I think I'm always doing
Yes,
better.
you did better than last time. Next time, do the way better where you get the $20 donation. Because you want to know something? You can't unswitch by going and having lunch.
I didn't say I could. I'm not going to have lunch. I haven't eaten for 2 days. That's one of the reasons
Barb,
I switched. I can't even
Barb,
eat.
the way you unswitch is by making money.
Great. Great. So people often...
If you don't do that, you can't unswitch.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Maybe I should be going out and making some money like everybody else
Yes,
tells me.
yes, in 15 minutes you should go out and make money. That's right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. And you should make money all day. And at the end of the day, if you do that, you will be less switched than you are now.
This is not anything new. You know, you're telling me...
No, it isn't anything new. But doing it is something new.
Okay, that's why I was out doing it my best as I could yesterday. So then I learned something. Now I'll go do it better. I missed a part of the outline. I didn't have the outline. I haven't
No,
seen
you
it.
missed
I can't
making the
see
money.
my smartphone.
Barb, you missed making the
Let's just
money.
stop. I get the point. I get the point. It's all good.
You didn't. It's not the part of the outline that's the problem. It's the money that's the problem.
Hey, I get the point. I get the point. I missed the money part of the outline.
Yes.
I missed the part of my life.
But
Okay, so
you're not actually getting the point of what everyone's saying here. See, it's all a lot of content and words back and forth that creates a big wall. So what I would say, all of us, and we should always do this beginning, is all of us connect our higher bodies together
Okay.
with each.
Why?
It may not change exactly what we're saying,
I'm doing it.
you know, because I think what we're
I'm linking
Yeah.
my
We're
results
all in
bodies
such
with
different
everybody.
places. Everybody's
so
doing
Barb,
different
tell me. Let's all say when you've linked your higher bodies with all of us.
I've done it,
Okay.
and I'm still doing it.
I've done it too. I'm linking all my higher bodies.
Done.
Yes.
I'm gonna go back to bed. Is what I'm gonna do. Okay.
You know, I sometimes work things out in bed, but I do a lot of
Yeah,
thinking
I just-
myself.
I
I have
do
found
the
that
same
it's
thing I always do.
really good to cure in public. This is my big change in the last, and you know,
Oh.
it's Franny and Ross and Byron, because you've been in on it. Barb, you haven't been in on my sessions because I've been talking with Franny. I have so many things in myself.
Yeah, but nobody's any different. Nobody's got any results to tell
Well,
me. You know,
yeah,
it's like
different.
whenever you're
I'm
ready
actually
for your trip. You know, everybody's doing the same. Just watch
Barb.
your
I almost lost my relationship with Greg, which means I wouldn't have a home to live in, and I've been struggling with this for 3 weeks. And I went through it. Everybody has problems. Everybody is going through stuff.
Okay, well, I don't have a home to live
Barb,
in.
you know, don't try to drag us down. We're actually.
Yeah, I'm not dragging you down.
Well, then don't talk. I'm talking about myself. You're going on about yourself.
We all have problems. Ross's husband died. He faced tuberculosis. He didn't get down.
Forget it. This is stupid. Greg, you're not going to be kicked out of your house ever, and you know that.
That's not actually the reality, Mark. There's always a possibility. There is always a
Yeah,
possibility.
there's a possibility I could hit my car on my bike too, but does anybody care that I don't have a home to live in?
Greg's situation is not a bed of roses, Mark. That you have a virtual reality about it. It's not a bed
All right.
of roses. He has
You know
to
what?
face the same things that you
Then
do.
we're gonna be complete with this in 15 minutes, and I have something that I want to share. So I'm gonna get to that, okay? Because I ran the outline as well yesterday, and what I did was there was a guy who called me up, a kid. He's 16 years old. His name is Chris, and he didn't tell me much in his message, but I figured, I would call him with Greg and run the outline. And what I discovered, as Barb discovered yesterday as well, was that running the outline is very, very difficult. It looks easy when you're practicing it, but it is not actually very easy to do.
Not that difficult.
And I also discovered about Ross, Franny was telling me that you actually add things to the outline that aren't in it.
Okay.
You don't want to do that. You just want to do
Okay.
what's in the outline.
You heard it. You actually talked to her about it at the time.
And I'll tell you what I feel like Greg and I managed to actually run the outline to completion. But the completion, we never got to part 3. The completion was where this guy was not near a computer or didn't have a smartphone, and also has no money to sign up. He's not ready to sign up for the web college. So the outline though really worked. It was like the way Barb started talking about it. She said it really worked, and it worked for me too, because it saved me a lot of time that I would have ordinarily spent talking with this guy about other things.
Yeah.
What we did was, we started with him, and we didn't ask him any questions. We just went, or tell him anything about it. We just started showing him how to do it. And we discovered he started volunteering information. And one of the things he told us, first he started getting signals. And he told us that he had watched
About a couple hours
of the 4.5-hour movie. He loved it. And he also told us that he had seen my phone number in at least 5 different herpes movies on the web. And so that was when I realized that people don't call you when they only see your number once. They call you.
I've been posting 10 for each Dragon Fired every day, and I have to make time to do that. I sit and I post.
For like how many weeks or how many days have you been doing that?
Oh, for at least a couple of weeks now. And I'm coming across the post like an Anna Gloria's post,
Right.
even Macella's post.
So we have we have posts. I have posts on hundreds of movies. And so he said when he saw my number on 5 movies, then he decided, okay, I'm going to call this guy and I'm just going to see what's going on. So that's the story, you know. If people see you enough times,
Yeah.
but they have to see you enough times, and I think everybody has a different number. Maybe with some people it's twice, but with some people it might be 20 times. Anyway, what happened was, he did great, and we spent absolutely no extra time with him. And he said he was going to go home and get on Twitter, but that's where we got him to. And I said, fine, after you do that and watch the rest of the movie, call me back. So that was the outline, such as it was with him. And I am intending to run this outline with every single person who I talk to, and do nothing else but that. Let's see what happens, you know. Most of them are going to be flunks. I mean, but, you know, I will say something else. That I felt good about this person because he, you know, discovered. Like, I had him test, can he cure his herpes? And he tested yes. And he's 16, he's scared, he's alone, and now he's got a weapon. So I felt good about that, because I empowered somebody. And that, you know, it just felt worth it to me. And I empowered somebody, and I didn't have to put anything in extra that wasn't necessary. You know, we were on the phone with him maybe 15 minutes. We got all that done and got off. And, you know, that's how we end up going on to being able to do something else, which is what we got to do.
Great.
Yep. So that being said, you have factors in your life that are going to defeat you. And you relate to dealing with these factors, and obviously from this meeting. Like if we look at how we all behaved in this meeting, and we can see that everybody in this meeting pretty much did the usual, as Barb was saying, the usual dysfunctional things that they do, you know. Ross was doing the silent staring thing, right, Ross? You know, the where you freeze up, you know, and you got called on that. And you know, Greg, I think one of your problems is that, well, you could test this. Do you want to be recognized as somebody who's worthwhile? Who's somebody who's important or powerful or good, or, you know, like, do you want people to know that? Like,
yes, and I believe I am.
Are you an actor? Do you have that kind of ego? You know, like you want people to know that you're...
Yes, but I think less so, because I experience my own worth as a real thing all the time now, much more. And it's really, again, it's a product of clearing up that addiction to having to be somebody, to prove myself, and to be recognized as such, vis-a-vis my parents, my father, or anybody. So, like last night after we were on the phone, I raced downtown to the acting studio where I take class. There was performance of class there, and I was different than I had been, and people coming up to me because I did not have the same attachments. I really turned a corner.
Right.
Not turned a corner.
I see.
It's just
I understand.
Something's different about me. And I actually ran the outline with somebody, even though there's a lot of noise around. I said, of course, there's a lot of noise here. She started to get a signal, and I could see she's holding back. I said, "Well, is it because we're not in public here?" So I invited her to come, you know, to talk later. She's going to go watch the movie and that sort of thing. I only got that far in the outline, but that was right in the middle of all these people and drinking wine and eating crap, and you know how actors can be all talking at the same time.
You know, when somebody gets stuck like that, you might just try, like, continuing with them and see if they can actually keep testing.
Well, she essentially sort of refused at that time, so...
Oh, she refused. Okay.
And she said, you know, that basically she's saying that's as much as far as I want to go. I understand it. I understand.
Well, if that's the case, I would actually suggest that you just take your smartphone out and show her the, you know, let's say the Twitter feed, and say these are the people, and, you know, in other words,
Yeah, right then, I think she probably had a smartphone.
you could jump to some part of the outline. You could say, look, this is, for example, the Twitter thing. You could say, this is the Twitter feed. These are the people who do this, and then just get away. Like that. That's your. In other words, you're sending the person off. You're sending them off. You're giving them something to do, but don't spend more than 20 seconds on it.
Yeah.
Anyway, the point is, you're feeling less egotistical.
Absolutely.
Less, because that will interfere with you.
Oh, yeah.
Anything like that, that's dysfunctional.
That's one of those things, you know, we're talking about things you have all the time. And in some roads I go down, I'm fine, and then I might fall back into it. I was telling Roz, it's my numbers. And I'm aware I'm doing the numbers. It's how fast I say, oh, there's that number, don't even go there.
Right.
I think that's what we're saying about you, Barb. You know your number that you're in right now, but it's like, oh, I'm in it. What do I do?
No, I don't.
No, you don't? Okay.
No.
That was just a little test to see if you would jump on that, but I guess
My
not.
number is failure.
Oh, okay.
Building myself up. It is.
Oh,
I
Barbie.
build myself up to something. It's not. Well, you think it's all funny, Greg.
No, I'm not. I'm not laughing. I'm
I don't think Ross is like in fucking pain over her husband dying. She did a valiant job and she's fine. You know, like some people aren't
call it pain over things.
That's just a made up thing.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, well, you know, if someone didn't, I don't know. I just need to
Well,
not show.
maybe like in
I need to not show up for a while. I need to not show up. I need to not show up and make a success of myself, and then then I'll be the celebrity, the person that mentions the cure drug. I should not be doing this. I'm making an ass of myself every week. Then these stupid movies go up, and I'm just not into it. So that's not my number.
Well,
You know,
Yeah, that's your number.
You know, like, everybody
Barb,
says,
that's
"Oh,
your number.
come on."
This is your number. This is dysfunctional. Right now, what you're doing there,
So what?
this is
Well, the whole
dysfunctional.
thing's dysfunctional. The
You're
whole
being
thing-
dysfunctional. You're making an ass of
Dysfunctional
yourself.
To be out partying with his friends and saying, you don't need to make $20. You know that person's not going to sign up. That's just like a cavalier little.
Oh, I'm after the money, Barb.
You're after the money.
I'm in
$5
more
for that person.
debt.
I doubt it. You're going to
If
make
you
money
stopped right now, I would owe hundreds of thousands of
posting those
dollars.
things. You can make money, but she's not posting my number up there. So I'm the one. It's just a big dysfunctional loop. You know, like that'll be functional when I am powerful enough to have the right person with me.
I'm not in that loop with you, Barb.
What loop? I'm not. There's not. No one's in my loop with me.
I'm in the loop.
I'm here for color. You know, I get some color so you can all, shine in face of my dysfunction, I guess. Okay.
Well, when we're focused on you, we're not talking about our own dysfunctions. I can talk about my dysfunctions.
A big year build up, and then I failed. You know, that's basically what happened to me. And so everything else is just
Oh,
me
but you're
trying
failing
to.
at a higher level.
Not a higher level. I'm just like got my big.
No, the
shit kicked out of
basic
me.
truth is that you're right. You're a failure. That's the truth about you.
Yeah, I'm disappointed. I had a big build up. I had my all sorts of things expected for the summer. The summer was a total bust. But anyway, so I'm gonna hang up now. I'm gonna get going. Thank you. Sorry about the outburst or whatever. I'm sure you can get some
Not over.
grist for the mill with it. Are we done?
Life is never over until it's over. To these things.
Right.
There's still a chance in this lifetime.
I never said there was no chance.
Oh, I thought the summer was over, therefore there's no chance.
Well, this summer's over, and some of the chances that came up this summer will not come back again. That's the way it goes. Grace.
Well, you know, there was something else that I wanted to.
Some
Barb,
opportunities do
excuse
not
me.
come back.
Could I break in here?
Yeah.
There was something. Remember you were talking about writing to that producer.
I already did write to the producer. Why doesn't Greg write to the producer? I already conducted.
No. Could I just say what I have to say?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, thanks.
Send me a tweet.
No, I don't want to send you. I just want to say this right now.
Yeah.
Okay? When we were doing BHA, we had a lot of very powerful people in our courses. And the nice thing about it was that we didn't really treat them any differently than anybody else.
Yeah.
Like we didn't write to them and do all this stuff with them. They just did the course with the other people.
Okay, so then, like I said, everybody can chime in and get this guy to test and run the course. I got 100 people like that to deal with. You know,
Actually-
he's one of many that I passed on to you months ago.
I
and
liked
nobody
what
did.
you wrote a tweet where you said I should just run the outline with him.
That's where I did, but I wouldn't mind if somebody else ran the outline with
No,
him.
you're there. You're with him. You should do it.
I'm not there. He's in Los Angeles.
Oh, okay. Well then, I don't know, but he's obviously your person, so you could call him and ask him to chat on the phone or something. You know?
Yep, I'll add him to my list. Right.
Well, I'll call him with you if you want.
I know.
We can run the outline together with him.
I know.
So you just invite him, and let me know what he says, all right?
And Barb, if you're still suffering about something, I can help you clear it. Not about all the stuff you've been talking about, but like, I don't know, do you need to clear something about Jennifer?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'd be available. I can do it whenever, so I would help you. Ross has helped me a lot with various things. Just so you feel better about it, or clearer.
Do you want to meet with Franny after this meeting and see if you can clear some things?
Guess so.
All right. Well, it seems to me like my outline has just been erased, so I'm done for the meeting, and we've done a lot. And I will say, Barb, that I do appreciate what you brought in. I think it really helped our meeting.
You don't have to
No,
say
but-
that. It's the same thing every time.
Yeah, thanks. Well, that's the thing. I'm presenting how fucked up I am, and people go, "Wow, you're great for not for being fucked up, but for
I don't know
acknowledging."
how fucked up you are. It's like how much fun you're having in life, and that, you know. So it's,
Well, I have fun when I clear up my fuck ups. Seriously,
I'm not having much fun. So that's what.
are we having fun now, Barb?
Nope.
Well, you can't be sleep deprived and have fun, okay? You take magnesium when you wake up in the middle of the night.
I did. You know, I'm just it's not the
Well,
point.
just do simple things, Bart. It's not
You
going to
can't
be
just
like
like
a
dish
big.
into your body all the time. You guys sometimes
You
you
and
have
I
to
can-
have somebody.
Okay, well, I have trouble sleeping too. I mean,
All right,
I sleep fine. I sleep fine usually.
I'm
sorry,
gonna.
well,
Okay, let's link our higher bodies. The meeting is over. Let's just connect our
Please
higher
delete
bodies.
this